Here we go. Ladies and
All
gentlemen, welcome
all
back.
the lights are flashing.
Oh, wait, hold on. Yep, they're all going. All the lights are going. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another fantastic episode of Film Guffs.
There's none of this welcome back. They never really leave.
They never leave.
They never leave.
Actually, you know, we are listened to constantly. Every hour
It's
of the day,
yeah.
we're listened to. So,
A
yeah.
perpetual loop of madness.
Oh, God, they're maniacs. They're
It's
maniacs.
purgatory. This is podcast purgatory. This is what death feels like.
You know, I'm going to agree with you. I think there's a certain amount of death.
Talking of religious fervour, I've been watching a TV show this morning I think you might enjoy.
Oh, what's that?
Black Narcissus.
Wait, what? There's a show of it? The actual...
Yeah.
No.
The film, they've made it into a show.
No. When did... What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I just discovered it this morning. Gemma Arterton is playing the buttoned-down nuns. It's feverish nuns on a hilltop.
Oh, my goodness. Does it look as beautiful as the original film, though?
You can imagine, but yeah,
It looks pretty good.
I'm
It's
gonna
a
have to give it a
BBC
go.
kind of production.
Okay.
So it's got that BBC thing.
One of the
going on,
greatest
you know?
films ever made, Black Narcissus. But we're not talking about that.
No, Mr. Dean doesn't show up in his shorts, though.
He's got to have those ball-grabbing shorts.
But let's go back. Let's take us back down to earth and discuss the film we discussed today.
The Blob.
Oh, it's basically Chud, isn't it?
It is Chud. 1988.
It's Chud.
Directed by Chuck Russell, who directed Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, the best one, and The Mask.
Well, it's Frank Darabont's involved in this as well.
Oh,
Darabont.
It's all class.
Yeah, it's a classy production. It's some good quality schlock. Now, I've not seen this film for a while, but I remember watching this on VHS back in the day and rather enjoying it. Enjoying it. It's a TriStar number, the Mighty Pegasus.
Of course, with the white horse the grey with cartoon wings.
Do you like the font? I know you enjoy the font. It's It's a blued font.
Now, actually, that's funny you bring that up, because that font, the whole look of this, right, and the whole film's colour palette is sort of violet and pink.
Yeah.
But that font, this is the final. This is the last of the 80s films.
Yeah.
You know, because when you got to 89, they were moving on. But this was the last of the classic adventure.
You know what I was disappointed in?
What?
Well, the title of the Blob, it's not in like blobby text.
Oh, that would look stupid. This is why you're not getting to make films.
It was just blobby. It was just pink blob. Blah, blob.
No, because...
Like it'd been sculpted out of like an old half-chewed wham bars.
I knew a girl once, and how can I put it? She was very voluptuous. And...
curvaceous.
Incredibly curvaceous. I think she was like a double H.
Right.
But she had a tiny waist. And she bought herself this really expensive pink, what are they called? Like a cat suit. But it was fluorescent pink. And she didn't talk to me for 3 months because I said she looked like chewed bubblegum.
Oh, no. God, you've got a way with women, haven't you?
Oh, Jesus.
You've got that Kevin Dillon way with women.
I've got that Kevin Dillon way, who stars in The Blob. Oh,
Jesus
you're fantastic
Christ.
at this.
Is Kevin Dillon, is he uglier than Patrick Swayze's brother?
Oh, because they're both like versions of... They look like sex doll versions of their brothers bought on Wish.
Yeah, both of them. Because he's quite piggy, isn't he, Dylan? And that mullet's not doing him any favours.
Mullet.
Oh,
aggressive.
Jesus Christ. But it begins, it's a typical, I do like it. It's this kind of 50s vibe. It's like the small town USA menaced.
The streets are empty. And
the streets are empty. Everybody's watching the football.
Now,
you know?
Everyone was at the football game, but I think that opening scenes of the empty town is meant to show this town is dying. Everyone's leaving.
It's Dante's Peak.
Exactly like it.
Yeah.
They're waiting on ski season.
It zooms down from. It kind of looks like Blair Gowrie.
Oh, that's... You know what? Blair Gowrie has been in its death throes for over 300 years now.
Oh yeah, the minute it was set up, it just started to die.
Yeah.
It was on the TV last night,
Oh,
Blair
God.
Gowrie.
Yeah.
And they had a blind guy going about Blair Gowrie showing you the sights. Apt. But he went into a chocolate factory to make chocolate and made a funny reference to dirty protests, which I don't think you really want when you're eating chocolate. But by and by.
Jesus.
But what's the name of this town? Abbotsville?
I didn't pick up on the name at all.
Smallville, dump water. But it seems to be a ski town. They're waiting for the skiers.
Yeah, they're waiting for the ski. The snow's coming.
But you can buy your ski gear. It's 40 to 50% off.
Oh
ski gear.
God, that's
and
cheap.
you see the avalanche. Think snow avalanche shooters. And I thought to myself, I think the cold is going to play some part in this film.
Oh, because they do mention it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you see the misty. The cemetery is right next to the football field. Convenient.
Yeah, ominous.
Do you like American football, or do you think it's horseshit?
I think it's horseshit. I've never really seen anything about it or understand it at all.
Was there anybody we never really went to school, but there was always some guy at school who liked the American. Well, I hate all sport, but there's always some guy that thought, no, British football's not for me, soccer's not for me. I'm getting like American football.
Yes, there was always one kid.
They were always a bit weird.
Yeah, there was one kid like that.
It's never really taken off in this country.
Actually, the team that I do know, the Cincinnati Bengals, I think it is because of the kid at school that was always into them. But I think he just liked Tiger Stripes.
What's it? The team I like. It's the New England Patriots.
Okay,
that's a team I know because the guy I was at school with liked the New England
Patriots.
There you
go. There was always one kid that tried to be different.
So you've got that. You're introduced to some of the characters. It's cheerleaders and jocks. It's all a bit quaint. He seems like
it's very 50s.
The star quarterback. He gets knocked down. He's like, "Will you go out on a date with me?"
Yeah, but it's all very sweet, and no one in it's really bad.
Nobody's an absolute arsehole. Well, you meet an arsehole later on.
But no one's bad.
I hate it pans through the crowd and there's a foam finger and you meet the vicar, the minister, and he's a bit intense, isn't he?
He's troubled. He's got that Catholic priest thing where they go in the underground and they touch people and they just ejaculate continually.
But it cuts from they're on a date. You're like, oh, wonderful, how quaint.
Oh, but wait! I'll have to stop you. You didn't point out the star female of this, the lady,
Shawnee Smith.
Now, Shawnee Smith. She has the most 80s face. Now, this is not an insult. She is gorgeous.
No. Oh, she's 80s,
she's the most 80s person you could get. Wonderful.
Well, she does she not generally play arseholes? She's in the stand.
Yes, she's sort of the pretty girl.
This isn't really her. She normally plays quite a deceitful person, but she's a hell of a nice person in this.
She's good in this. She's good.
But Kev, you cut to Kev, and he's got his shit old school motorbike, he's got his leather jacket, and while everybody's taking part in a nice community event, he's planning to jump a broken bridge all by himself.
See, that's what I was talking about the other day to you in the podcast, testing yourself. Testing.
But he's not doing it for others. It's all about testing himself.
Testing himself, yeah. And you notice what he does? He's sitting there and he goes, I'm going to get up and get to this bike. So he throws his cigarette on the ground. Then he gets his bike to the distance he needs to be away from the bridge, and he throws his cigarette on the ground. All he does is just, like a magician, make cigarettes appear so he could throw them on the ground.
There's that 80s way, you can't just smoke a fag normally. There's got to be a bit of performative.
Yeah, that's it. It's show him macho he is.
He's a really terrible motorcyclist. He falls down he crashes his bike continuously.
All the time.
So I assume in real life, Kevin Dillon they could barely keep him up. He was planting his face into the ground constantly. Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on, Kev. Let's do it.
Let's do it. And he just fell off again.
Is that bridge get a feature later on? And you're like,
It's a bit set up.
He's a schmuck. He's a bit of a schmuck.
He's a divot.
He's not very dangerous, really.
No, he's not. He's just, he likes the look. He's got a leather jacket. He's got a motorbike. He's got a mullet. It's all
Do you see
dangerous things.
But he gets laughed at by a homeless guy that's collecting the cans.
Have you ever been laughed at by like someone homeless?
Yeah, I was in the town, and when you do one of those things where you trip and then you turn it into a run, you go, oh, I
Yes.
meant to just, yeah, I was laughed at by a big issue seller doing that. So I set fire to him.
Oh, fair enough. There was a guy outside the train station,
Yeah.
and it was when they had the extension wall on it when they were building the new one, and there was a guy sitting there for quite a while, and I cycled back, I passed him, and he burst out laughing. He went, like your bike. I was really upset.
I thought he would have stuck with you, birds of a feather, because you look homeless.
I do. I've got that.
Have you ever seen the can collecting machines that are up at Dundee Uni?
No.
Not like an automated AI thing. You put the can in and it crushes it, and then you get a token for money.
Oh,
but some of the cleaners that were cleaning the university building, they were collecting so many cans from like the offices in the university, they were making 60, 70 quid a go.
Oh no! I didn't know
money
this
be made
existed.
out of cans.
Yeah, I didn't know this existed. I might give that a go.
Another thing, so we go to the diner.
Okay, the diner's a nice set.
It's the sheriff, and the sheriff's a pretty nice guy. He's drinking tea, which is strange. But there's a quaint small town, like middle-aged romance. They're like, they're passing wee notes to each other.
Oh, it's lovely. I liked that bit. That was a bit of character building, but it wasn't just fake character building. It was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Then when he's leaving, he sees Flag, because that's Kevin's name, Flag. He's like, "You're it's your birthday coming up." That leather jacket is a police magnet. That's all I'm going to say.
I have a leather jacket.
Yeah. Jesus.
I'm a bad boy. You do it.
He says that you've got a birthday coming up.
Oh yeah,
and then you're going to big boy jail. Now, I was thinking to myself, are they being unnecessarily harsh on old Flag? Because nobody seems to like the arsehole. And I thought, what crimes has he committed? Because is he stealing? I think he's a panty snatcher.
Oh God, I just watched a documentary about someone doing that the other day. It's terrifying.
I think he's nicking old ladies' knickers. So he's rightfully shunned with the rest of the town.
Oh God, it depends on the size of the knickers. Not that I'm condoning this in any way, but if he's running along with someone that looks like a bed sheet, good on him.
There was a guy in my town, he was nicking knickers off the line, and he got rightfully shunned. And do you know who he was the last time I saw him?
What?
He's a Hare Krishna monk.
That makes perfect fucking sense.
Doesn't it?
That makes perfect sense. Yep. That's. I should have guessed that.
He spent his teenage years sniffing glue out of old ladies' knickers. And then he attained some kind of enlightenment. There's more refrigeration devices in the town. He goes to the garage and he meets his mate, kind of Moss, the garage guy. There's a bit of back and forth, but he's fixing a big like snowplow thing.
Yeah, there's all the skidoos.
Oh, I've never been on a skidoo.
No, neither have I. It looks fun.
But so he's kind of got a job. Flags. Some of the kind of people quite like Flag though, because they don't mind. They think he's only nicked some knickers.
I think
we'll give
just
him a chance.
It's he'll come good. He's just a young lad. That's what they go through, you know.
Yeah. Now we'll cut back to the homeless guy.
Oh right,
and he sees a meteorite falling out of what an old chest that, eh? A meteorite falling to earth.
Well, hold on. I'm going to say, at this point, the special effects, the practical effects in this film are astounding.
Oh, they're wonderful, aren't they?
But that fucking meteor must have been done by a YTS guy.
It was a toasted marshmallow
on a bit of string. It was terrible.
On a bit of string. I think it was maybe purposefully cheese.
Do you think so?
I think
I missed that.
I think it did it on purpose. Because oh God, look how cheesy that is. But when the actual thing kicks off, Jesus Christ,
you know
horrible.
What? That's a good way of looking at it. I like that. Yeah. They go, we've got a shitty film here.
So like Chud, the people getting consumed, first of all, are the homeless.
Yes. It's always the homeless, isn't it? Do you see when films like this are made? It's always, it's about society. Because the homeless get fucked first, and then only when something happens to help everyone is when the rich people start getting fucked.
But that's what happens.
It's exactly it. It's just
the reality of it. Yeah, that's the reality.
It's depressing, isn't it?
where do we get to? Oh no, we meet the jock guys. So,
yes. Now
the main guys. Is he called Kevin? But his mate is.
I just
he's
called
this
him
spiky
Jock.
haired douche.
Oh, he's a prick, isn't he?
There's a scene where they're buying the Johnnies in the drugstore.
We'll have to say for our international listeners that Johnny is a condom.
Johnny is a condom. Yeah.
Johnny.
Ribbed or regular.
And then there's a bit of miscommunication, and
I like that he doesn't need condoms. He needs a muzzle.
He needs a. I wrote that down. That boy doesn't need condoms. He needs a muzzle.
Myself, I suspect that's not the last we've seen of that pharmacist.
Yeah, he's a good actor in a very small part. So you're like, is he going to come back?
He's always got a kind of high blood pressure vibe, and he's always grinding his jaw. That guy. So then it cuts back again to the flaming crater and the homeless dude.
Now the first thing the homeless guy does is grab an axe. Well, he grabs an axe and goes over to it and goes, "This axe isn't good enough. I need a stick."
I don't know about you. I'm not one of the world's smartest people.
No.
But if I saw a smoking crater, I would walk away from the smoking crater. I wouldn't walk towards it.
I don't know. I think it'd be the opposite. I was thinking about this watching it.
I've seen these films.
But yeah, real life's not a film. So if you saw a smoking crater,
it's like a room, but inside all the fire and the smoke and the burnt material, there's something moving. It's like rhubarb jelly.
Oh.
It's a sentient ooze. It's a brain jizz. It's a ravenous bogey, and he pokes it.
It grabs the stick and he pulls it out and goes, "What's this?" Grabs onto his hand and he screams, "Cuts, gone. You don't know what's happened."
Goes straight to a man eating jelly, a child eating jelly.
Oh, that's
a brilliant cut.
It's great.
These kids are horrible. What is it with these films and these horrible, ghastly 80s kids?
Horrible.
They're extremely conditioned here. When I was that age, I was a greasy little bastard.
You were. I was actually quite well conditioned. I combed my hair.
You'd long. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I didn't have long hair till I was 15, by the way.
No, God, okay. Oh, that's fine then.
Yeah, okay.
But you just went about in your nappy, your Pampers till about that age.
What, did my partner tell you that? This is a fucking family. Listen, you know what it is? This is very... No, this is very common in family where you have a child and then a younger child is born. The younger child will ask for something and the older child will go and get it for them. And that's what happened with me and my sister. I would ask for something and they'd go and get it. So I didn't need to walk until I was 5.
I heard that you didn't. The umbilical wasn't even cut till you're 20.
I've got the umbilical in the drawer. My umbilical's still there.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
It is. It looks like a leather bird shit.
Oh fuck! I think my mother kept a little thing that you snip the umbilical with.
Yeah, the plastic thing is still on it.
Yeah,
it's still attached it.
Yeah, she gave me a little. She gave me a little memory box, which opened it. Smelled. It had all my teeth.
Oh,
I thought
disgusting.
All the bit, and the wee thing that they take the wee jab of blood when you're born. She's an interesting woman. Is there a more thankless role than the middle-aged movie mom? No.
Oh God, it's. Do you feel your career's come to an end? Do you feel you're just done?
The mother has a kind of. She's on the slimming pills. She's got a bit of an intensity about her.
And if it was the 80s and you had a slimming pill, she would have been on AIDS.
Oh, she's going mental. But he comes round to take her out for a date. There's a tedious discussion about she wants to wear her mum's cashmere sweater.
Oh, it's weird.
To have sex in the back of her.
Yeah.
To have sex in the back of her. On Lookout Mountain. Yeah.
I know. I think it's called Buttfuck Mountain.
You get the payoff where it turns out that her dad is a pharmacist.
And he's
hiding behind a comedy newspaper. And he just goes, ribbed.
Ribbed. Now, if I was angry, I wouldn't have shouted ribbed when my daughter was there.
You fucking kids, you fucking cunt. But they don't know each other. I mean, he'd know. That's what I hear about small towns. They just every fucker knows each other.
Well, you're from a small town. Is it actually like that?
Oh yeah, one of my teachers used to have to go and try and buy jazz mags from the local newsagents. I kid you not, he wore a comedy beard in a disguise. like he had his hood up and dark glasses and a comedy beard, and I'm sure the lassie behind the counter's like that. All right, Mr. Smith.
Well,
You know?
we had a teacher who was, you know how in your kids you suspect them of being gay?
Okay, right.
Well, that's always, But not far from where I live, there's a pub called The Planet. It's now long gone. It's a lovely, weird building.
The Planet was a cool building, wasn't it?
It's a weird building, and it looks like it's from Mars. It's that weird. And one day, we were cycling past on our BMXs, like Stranger Things, and there he was in a Can Girls outfit going, "Hey boys," as loud as you want. "I'll see you on Monday. Hope your homework's done." It was very unusual. Drunk as fuck.
Just drunk. Had he been at a stag night or something?
No, this is something he did regularly. And it was quite wonderful. But he was a bit of a prick. But so after, but the thing was, you were always like, "Oh, he's totally gay." But then after that, it took away the mystery. So it was just, you didn't think about it anymore.
Well, that means that's a good move, because it means nobody can hold anything over him. He's like,
that's
fuck
what
you.
As an 11, 12-year-old, you just kind of forgot about that you called him gay.
Yeah, kids.
It just stopped. Yeah, it just stopped. It was weird.
Just stopped. So we'll go back to old Kev, and he's
fixing his bike.
He's fixing his bike in a dark wood.
A dark wood, which is beautifully
There's a
lit.
weird light, though. There's a light. There's a white light.
What's going on over
beaming
there?
from between the tree.
So he puts his headlamp on, and he looks around, and there's nothing, but the tension's building. So he puts the light off again. Then out of nowhere, the hobo jumps up and hits his own hand with a fucking axe.
An axe. What a special effect.
Good special effects.
Because the thing is, it does look sticky, but it's like it's puppetry of gunk.
Oh, which
is impressive.
It's good
and he just runs away from him. He's running about. And when you burn yourself, you do kind of run about. Mummy, Daddy, oh, ow! He runs out in front of the car and gets knocked down.
With Shawnee and the jock, and gets knocked down.
Shawnee and the jock, and he's like, "Oh God, watch out! He's got some kind of corrosive shit in his hand." And he's, "The sky, it fell from the sky."
Ooh.
But the jock guy is really taking over. You think is he the hero of this?
Yeah, you don't really know who the hero is,
because he's all right,
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He takes his role as like the kind of star quarterback seriously. He's socially responsible, and he's like that to flag. You're not going fucking anywhere because you could have done this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get in the fucking
And there's a bit of a kind of pissing competition goes on, but Kev. He's subservient. He does what he's told.
No, not really, because he goes, "Yeah, I might come with you because you might say that I'd done something, had something to do with this, and I don't want to do that." Or did he cave in? Was that him saving face? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But they take him to the hospital, which has got some lovely upholstery. It doesn't really look like a hospital, and it's got the typically surly the gatekeeper.
This was the one trope in the film that they didn't sort of attack. Yeah, and she was just like, "1 second." But there's a man here.
Shut the fuck up! There's a guy with a bloody blob in his hand, you silly bitch.
But they wait.
No.
And then she goes, "Yes. Does he have Blue Cross? Does he have medical insurance?"
Fill in this for him.
Oh, it's all so slow.
Oh, Jesus. But Kev's quite nice. He's like, hey, take it easy, old dude. These guys are going to fix you right up. And he kind of fucks off. And the date, like the joke's like that. I bet you've had better first dates. You want a soda? You know?
No, that's pretty smooth.
So
do you know how
if this hadn't happened, they were heading to like Yuki Mountain.
Oh, she would have been done anally by this point.
They would have been doing some terrible things to each other.
Now,
but they're kind of stuck in the hospital.
You know how Kev was nice? I was in town a couple of years ago, and a guy went down like a ton of bricks. He had a seizure.
Oh, yeah.
And he was actually, once he came around, he was telling me he was on the way to Nine Wells to see about his seizures, his epilepsy, and but he knocked his teeth out. Oh, it was terrible. But I had a friend when I was young who had seizures, and I know when they come round they can be a bit belligerent and fighty. So I had a good hold of him. They can be a bit
like you. Are you in a constant seizure?
Constantly seething.
And
he came round and he was a bit mad and that, you know. And he calmed down. And then this angry guy suddenly disappeared, and this nice older guy just started saying, "Oh, thanks so much. I feel so foolish." I went, "Don't be silly. That's not a problem. Look, we've got your teeth here. you know, and all these front teeth were gone, and it was what a mess he was in. And the ambulance came. I says, now this lady's going to look after you like that. And he went, thank you so... And he vomited blood all over my legs and feet. So that was my day. I thought it was a moment where I thought I helped someone. And
the thing is, you've never washed those trousers, because I saw them. I thought, what is that?
Do you know what happened?
Is that tie-dye? What is that?
My trainers were filled with blood. This vomit blood. And I took them home and just binned them. You couldn't clean them.
You know something, that's fairly wise. So he goes similarly to you, he goes to try and get help, and it's old Jack Nance from Twin Peaks and stuff. He's the doctor.
Yes.
A strange role. And he's like, he's just buttering up some patient.
Yeah.
And he goes, you know what I mean? You've got to help.
And he goes,
the guy's dying.
I'm with a patient, for goodness sake. But then he goes...
he's throbbing. You know, he's throbbing like that scene out of The Uninvited.
Yeah, he's just got something
done
going
properly,
on.
Blob. And they pull back the blanket, and he's just like a kind of melted pizza.
He's dissolved. There's only half of him gone. That is fucking gorgeous artwork.
And it's like steaming, and it's just fucking hell, it's good.
Someone sculpted that. Now, you're a sculptor. That's hard.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Because different materials. But the thing is, it's like... it's so ludicrous because it's half a person on a gurney.
Yeah.
So everything's like at a height. It's like it's total. They've taken the original film, they've taken the 50s, and they've just applied this 80s practical special effects to it. It's a lovely blend.
It's a great blend.
It's genuinely quite frightening.
Oh, there's some great bits in it. Now,
so he's like, oh fuck, get on the phone. He's like, fuck, I better get on the phone. And the door slowly closes.
And what's behind the fucking door?
Oh fuck, it's like a murderous poppadom. It's just...
God. You know something? You've just said something there. If you were going to be murdered by a poppadom, it wouldn't be a bad way. I love poppadoms.
No. Oh, I'd like a Peshwari naan would be better, because you get that nice coconutty smell when you're going.
Oh, God. What about a keema naan? You get a keema naan?
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, and that's the way to die.
But the blob jizz is dropping on the table, and see how corrosive it is.
This is so exciting. This is a scary bit.
It's the most painful looking bit in the film. So she hears the noise, she comes through, and he's just getting
he's being dissolved. And as it pulls back from... What? Yeah?
Oh, no. It reaches out to her.
Oh, in his hand. But then his hand gets dissolved off, and she's just holding an arm, but his face gets pulled back off his skull.
Oh!
I've put it down as this is the greatest cinema death ever. This is number one.
A great blob digestion process. You see what it's doing. It's
just
you fucker. Oh, Betty, that's Donovan Leitch. That's Donovan from the 60s' son.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You know too much.
Well, do you know? Well, do you know what his siblings are called?
What?
There's Donovan Leitch. There's Iona Sky.
Oh, I didn't know that was her. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, it's his sister. There's Estrella Celeste. And there's Aureola Nebula. That's the children.
Areola.
Areola.
Oh dear. Well, poor Jock here got melted, and he turns to soup. They must have buried him in a tampon. It was terrible.
But you think he's going to be the lead of this? You think he could be the Dudley Do-Right? He's gone.
We don't know what's going to happen now. All bets are off.
But the lassie's just seen this and fainted. But nobody fucking believes her.
No one believes
her.
They
automatically think, the police are like, it must be Flag has done it. How the fuck is a guy with a mullet melted at least two people?
Well,
that's a jump.
If you were from Dundee, if you misuse Bonaccord cola, I could see you being blamed for something very similar.
Oh God!
Have you ever drank that stuff?
Oh Jesus Christ!
Pure acid. Terrible.
Now it just comes straight to you.
We're cut up to buttfuck point. Buttfuck point. God. They've got a couple fingering.
Well, this is where they'd been going if the date had been a success.
Yeah, they wanted to go up to buttfuck.
He's a sleazy bastard.
And he goes into his boot. Because is that Erica Elnick that's in it?
Yeah, it's her from That's her from Under Siege and Baywatch. Funny face woman.
Strange face.
He's got his like date rape trunk, which is full of multiple rings. So he just hands out these rings. He's got a little hoop. He's got cocktail making facilities. He's well equipped.
Oh God! Now
It's a date rape masterclass.
In the 90s, I didn't have a rape kit, but I had a bar in my. It sort of evolved over time in the boot of my Fiesta. You'd open up. Well, yeah, there was choices of drinks because we used to meet lots of different people at the beach, and they'd all go, "Well, they had some of my drink." And we used to have cider, and they go, "Look, I bought you a drink, put it in your car." And then you'd have a selection of lots.
I bet you had a bottle of half flat Schlar.
I used to drink at that point, and I used to have a nice Merlot.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But the Blob approaches under the grass.
So she's
Bugs
actually...
Bunny.
He thinks she's just unconscious. She's actually been blobbed. So he's like that. Well, I'll just start like predating upon you.
Oh God, he starts essentially raping.
I'll just start.
But wait a minute. This is the 80s. This is when rape used to be romantic.
Yeah. It was force. It was just determined loving.
It was determined loving. Jesus, we are so cancelled, but you're probably right.
But we're against it. But that's what it was. It was just seen as a man. A man was just some enthusiasm. He's tutoring about it. You go, you fucking piece of shit. I was thinking to myself, why is a man in his 40s still at school?
Yes, but
he's not in the first flush of youth.
He's not, but. This was
what a fate. So he pays for it. Though.
I know. This is where it breaks down. I think the film said, right, let's do this enthusiastic, unconscious loving, right? But they probably thought that he shouldn't be doing that, even though this is the 80s. This is really wrong. So he gets his fucking hand crunched. He looks at her because he's touching her boobs. Her face caves in.
Her face caves in. This big blob cock's coming out at him.
He's fucked up because he was touching an unconscious girl's boobs, which is completely wrong, and he got fucked up. So I think even back then they went, "This is terrible. Let's take this trope and fuck him up."
Yeah,
wonderful.
Let's fuck him up. It cuts to it's like Rosebud. It cuts to the lassie. She's looking at a snow globe.
Yes.
You're like, why has she just been allowed to go home? 2 people have melted.
Yeah, and it's
would they not be finding out what the fuck's going on? No, just you head home, lovey. It'll be fine.
She might have venom sacs. Now, my partner, right? When she yawns, you know the wee saliva things under your tongue. 2 jets sometimes squirt out her face.
She's like a fucking pit viper.
Venom exactly. But when I say the squirt out, the squirt about 5 foot. It's hilarious. Right across the room.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Does it melt the...
Well, my telly's got some marks on it, you know?
I bet it melts the blown vinyl. I bet you can see into your neighbour's houses. Little glory holes.
She does it.
It's good, though. It'd be good to have a pharmacist in the family because they're just like, give her some fucking drugs. That seems to be in a very American way. Just give her some sleeping tablets. You need to sleep. Nobody's believing her.
No one believes her.
She's quite shackled by the town. Obviously, she's frustrated by it. She's a better person than that town deserves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the character. That's it. Exactly. Yeah.
And she's like, fuck this. I'm not taking that drugs. They're not going to do anything, but I'm going to fucking do anything. So she climbs out the window, which is a very American thing, eh?
I could never do that. I was 3 stories up.
No, people were always getting visited through their window. People were always sneaking out. The blob is moving with deadly purpose, and it's heading towards the sewers, and it's got one of his love rings.
It's because you can see all the bits of a minute. Now, when it goes into the drain and it pans up, it's a model town, and it's just wonderful. 2D cut out, but it sets it's what a mood it gives the film.
It's heading into the town.
Beautiful.
It's happy hunting ground.
Now, Kev,
and then we go. Kev's being interrogated, and his earring is sparkling. It's just sparkling.
It is. It's a well polished earring. But now, who's he being interrogated by?
The sheriff and the dude out RoboCop 2.
RoboCop that melted, and he was the one that committed suicide in Fame.
Oh, he's the one that committed suicide. I think he was. Did he not get a job at ER as well? He's quite a gingery fellow.
He's
But he's not. He's a bit of a painer. But the police aren't bad in this particularly. They're kind of trying. Obviously, he's a panty sniffer.
Yeah,
so they're a little bit
not,
suspicious of him.
They don't like him.
But they're like that. He licks the guy's moustache.
Oh, that was an awkward moment. I think if someone was in my
and
face,
they're taunting him. They're like, "Oh, your mum's a drinker. Your dad's never to be seen." You know, and the sheriff's like, "Look, Flag's a punk, but he's no killer.
He's no killer.
He knows. He knows this
loose.
is no. Let him loose. So it's good. Give me. They're not roughing him up or anything.
No, they're not suddenly just being irrational people, which sometimes the police can be in films. They just make them irrational. No, they're going.
Well, I sometimes think a lot of the sheriffs in towns they're maybe not the best of police officers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like
because you and I could run for sheriff if we lived in America.
That's right. Imagine? That's right. I think I'd be a great sheriff. But it's like if you watch the First Blood, the first Rambo film, and Brian Dennehy's the cop there, and he's this horrible, nasty person. But I think in a small town, a man at that age would know everyone and be a real people person.
Well, Brian Dennehy's not too bad, but he's just got a terrible staff.
His staff are awful. Yeah, that's
his
true.
Staff are like the absolute fucking worst. So it's he's accountable for that. But she rocks up in a VW Beetle.
Nice one.
And he's like, she's tired and she's hungry. He's tired, he's hungry. He's not in a mood for conversation. Ken?
Yeah, because he's a bad boy. I'm moody. And so why are you moody? I just am. I've got moods. I'm moody.
He's a rebel. He's a rebel without a cause.
It's like me.
Yeah, he's a rebel without a cause. They go into the diner. Come on, Fran. I've been dumped on today. Christ. Yeah.
You know what? And she says, look, the burner's
off. Give me a break.
Off.
Give me a break.
How about a sandwich? And he goes, that sounds good. So it's a small town. She'll help him out. She'll get him a sandwich. So Shawnee comes in and goes, you're horrible and stuff. And then she says, you're full of shit. And he goes, okay, I'll stop being a dick. Because he was being a dick to her, you know. And
he's like, all I saw was an old man with a funky hand.
Yeah, didn't see anything, man. Just move
away. He says, I didn't see much. And she's like, whatever it is, it's getting bigger. She knows.
Yeah.
She said, you act like you're different. You put on a big show, but you're just the same as everyone else in this town. You're full of shit, Flag.
Like every bad boy, he's sensitive on the inside.
He's sensitive, yes.
He's a sensitive boy.
He writes, I bet he's got like a book of poetry in the back of his motorcycle.
And he wrote a musical in secondary about Vulcan
Lord of Fire. You go to the sheriff and he's there, and it's all the previous sheriff's photographs are up on the wall. That kind of history.
Oh, it's
and he says a line, and I'm not sure. Does he say I feel like the one masked man in a naked competition?
No, I think he said he feels like a one-legged man in an arse-kicking competition.
Oh, does he?
Did you heard something very different? Oh, Jesus.
So back in the dirty kitchen of the diner with the chef guy's a disgusting man.
I'm not going to name the place that's next to us, but I said it looks exactly like one of our local eateries.
You mean Scoff?
Yes.
I know. I glanced over their counter one day, and they were standing in about a foot of crumbs.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's horrible.
I can't eat in there.
I don't eat there.
Nope.
The sink's blocked. Now my sink's blocked with pubes and bacon fat, but there's something a bit more substantial down there. This is the fatberg we've been speaking about. This is a sentient fatberg.
A sentient.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not a full circle, man. It's come round. This is the sentient fatberg. You came up with this.
We came up with this, but 25 years too late.
You know what? We are leading from the rear. That's what we're doing.
Always. She tries to unblock it with a plunger, which I've got a good plunger.
I've got a good
plunger in my house, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And then the chef said, I'll do this, and he fucking puts his hand in the drain. Fuck that shit.
Oh, God. It would be... Even if there wasn't a blob, there'd be something scary down there. Like
the Americans go in for their, kind of fucking...
Oh, the waste disposal.
Waste disposal units. It gives me the absolute heave.
Now, the waste disposal unit, I thought this was just an American film thing. But I saw one, And I thought, well, what's it like? It's an open fucking spinning blade.
Oh,
Several
Jesus. I don't
blades.
think... Can you get them in this country?
No, not at all. There's no way they would be sold in this country. We are not responsible enough.
I've always wanted like an American-style fridge that poops out ice cubes in demand.
Oh, that would
And
be
you know
nice.
those
I've not
taps
seen
you
that.
get that's instant boiling water? Oh, can you
Oh,
imagine?
God, look at that.
It's luxurious. This scene, George, and he just gets dragged into the drain, and it just can't happen. It's impossible. A
I
human
know.
body can't do it. But it's that's what I mean. It's so ridiculously schlocky, but it's carried out in this weirdly believable fashion. You're like, oh my God.
Because when
he's
they come in to
dragged-
look at it, they're looking at this as a serious thing. This is suddenly,
Yeah.
this is not a
Yeah.
silly monster where you have to.
It's almost like surreal. It's a surreal visual. A man getting dragged in a drain.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, you're like, oh fuck, this is getting serious. They go and hide in a fridge.
It chases them. It's going along
it
the roof.
chases them.
Beautifully,
Oh,
it
but
runs
poor-
along the roof.
Poor Fran.
Poor Fran runs out to the phone box.
This is the scene I really remember from this
Now
film.
this is not the,
I've
this is the second
avoided
best
phone
death,
boxes ever since.
but this is the most iconic scene in the whole film.
Yeah,
She
it's
runs
a
in
wonderful.
and she's trying to phone the sheriff, and then the blob starts covering the thing.
It's
but
like
the
a
sheriff's
foreskin.
face.
It's like a foreskin, and the phone's the Jerry helmet.
The sheriff's face is looking at her, and the blob all melted.
Oh, and his badge.
Oh,
I once found an entire Chinese banquet in a phone box. Did I tell you that?
you did. Well,
And
carry
I
on.
ate it.
Tell everyone what you did.
I was phoning for a taxi, and someone before me had left an entire Chinese banquet. They must have phoned for a taxi and forgot all their food.
And you
And it was all
fucking
sealed.
ate it.
And I took it home and ate it. But I also remember there was a lass I was at school with who was a hefty girl, and she became a stripper.
Uh-huh.
And she was once having nookie in a phone box, and she just left this big bum grease mark on the glass that was there for months and months and months.
Years ago.
There was a little jizz stalactite under it as well.
I was waiting because I was running late going home.
Oh,
I
did
was a
you ever
kid.
dump in a phone box?
No, there was a lady in front of me. She was very smartly dressed, and she went, right, okay, thank you very much, goodbye. And when she left, there was a steaming shite she left behind as well. I was shocked.
Oh, she just shot while she's talking.
Yeah, she just had a big
That's-
shit.
But to be able to do that shows you how classy she is.
Do you think so? Do you think that's
Yeah.
the upper classes do
Because
it?
you'd be like that.
it'd be
and
all
you get
over
shite
me.
smeared everywhere. She just
Actually-
flopped out sleek like an otter.
I had to take my cat to the vet this morning because his little lump
Oh,
in his
did you?
neck hadn't gone away. And they
Okay.
went up and they said, don't worry about it, it's perfectly okay. It's, I think I'm a nervous Nelly. But he gets very
Yeah.
nervous. So
Mhm.
my partner was in the back of the car with him in his box. So I put the box in and I can smell it. He's shat in it.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
she pulls
And
the
he
towel out.
rolled about in it.
Well, no, he was okay because he throws himself to one side, panicking because he doesn't want to touch it. But my partner opened the front, pulled the towel out that was under him, but the shite rolled down her legs onto the floor.
Oh,
So she has this trail of shite down her trousers, onto her boots, onto my carpet in the car.
I bet she didn't change either.
No, she's still
She'll
in the
just
house
go
now.
about
She's
like
just
that
watching
for the rest
telly.
of the-
Yeah, she's fine. She won't change.
And probably in your place where you live, the smells will be far worse than that.
Oh,
Just
there's
your
some-
natural odour is all consuming.
My natural odours changed as I've got older.
It's
I
old
smell
man
more like
smell.
death. Yeah.
It's an old man. It's an old man
Jesus
smell.
Christ, I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old.
My jobbies now don't smell like jobbies. They smell like kind of talcum powder.
Mine's right. Okay, when I used to take a shit, you go, oh my god, what a stink. There's nothing now.
It was a youthful energy to
Yes,
your shite.
there's
That's
nothing.
gone. There's nothing now. It's inert.
It's a nerve shit I have.
If you tried to plant an apple seed in your job, it
Nothing
wouldn't
would
even grow.
happen. Nope.
Nothing would happen.
There's nothing. I'm
There's
pretty
nothing.
convinced my shit's come out cold now.
I'm thinking, yeah, they do. I'm thinking of selling mine, and they can use it as like popcorn, for Amazon packages.
Absolutely. Mine's
Because
there's
no
nothing.
weight.
There's nothing.
There's no heft to my shite now. It's
That's
like an
it.
arrow.
I'm the same. Yeah. No
Yeah.
smell, nothing. God.
And I
it's
don't.
getting
There's
old,
no
man,
really any
getting old.
pushing. I don't squeeze them out. They just fall out now.
See, I need to maybe squeeze a bit, but when it comes to peeing, there's nothing. You know, you sort of used to squeeze a pee and fire it and aim it and There's none of that. I just
you know when you have a wee skid mark in the toilet and you try and pee it off?
Yeah.
I can't pee it off now.
I've got and
It
shaking.
dribbles.
I'm there for half an hour shaking that bastard.
I've told you before, grip behind the testicles and squeeze, and it gets out
I've
the
got
last
to do a milking thing.
Yeah, milk it. It's like a goat. It's a goat's teat. The thing, it's like getting the last of the tomato sauce out of a packet.
That's exactly what I've got to do. I've got to grab it between my finger and thumb and squeeze from the back and run it forward.
People listening are just like this. Is this a film podcast?
This is a film podcast. Yes. So they're in the fridge. They're locked in it.
No, but I loved it. Did you not then do that romantic couple, the sheriff and the waitress? They're together.
Together. But
in the blob.
It explodes.
Does the blob absorb just your meaty body, or does it absorb your consciousness as well?
It might, and you're in there.
That'd be interesting. That would be torturous, wouldn't it, being in the blob?
Oh, that might be nice.
But Kev's got a hook. He's got a hook, and he's going about, and he goes, "Oh God, I killed the strawberry jam."
He did. He smashed it.
And then you see the mad Vickers in the street, and he's like, "Merciful God." He's
gone
blob.
full
He's
evangelical.
Seen the blob God.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen the blob God.
That's it. He believes it's the deity. He believes this is it.
He wanders into the ruins of the cafe, and I notice the cafe's covered in lucky horseshoes.
They don't work.
They didn't work. And then he sees a bit. The cat's eating strawberry jam. I don't think a cat would eat jam, would it?
No, my cat doesn't eat jam.
No jam. It's eating jam.
Violite, though.
He goes through to the freezer, and there's the wee chunks of blob, and he puts them in a wee Kilner jar. He's like,
because the blob has hardened in the cold. It's killed a bit of it.
Oh, that's its weakness.
Cold.
It lives in space. It came from space. You'd think it would be okay with a bit of cold, but never mind.
No. When it goes into space, it hibernates because it's frozen.
I see. It's frozen in space.
It's a bit like there's a little is it water bears and stuff like that, but there's other insects or little tiny microbe things, and they live in volcanoes. And they reckon that they can live in the rock, get blasted into space from volcanoes, travel to other planets, and repopulate there.
Well, I know that spiders get dragged up to the stratosphere, and they can travel around the Earth and then land in other countries and shit.
Yes, and they think there's life in low Earth orbit.
Okay. Well, there's life in Dundee. If there's life in Dundee,
there's life in low Earth orbit.
Live anywhere. Yeah. So they go back to the woods.
Yes.
And he's looking. They try and find the cops, get some help. I never thought I'd go my way to find a cop.
No.
He goes, I feel like Hansel and fucking Gretel. I should have brought some breadcrumbs.
He did say that, and that's not a great line, because
it's not a great line.
Is that what someone tough would say?
No, not really. Hansel? Yeah, he's admitting to have read children's books.
Yeah, you don't do that. But the cop cars, they find them, they're abandoned.
It's black helicopters, man, in hazmat suits and machine guns.
It's
once
terrible.
Again, it's the hazmat suits with a light inside. So
you can see the actors, but you hate that. I know you hate that, and I do too. But
But they pretend to be on their side, the scientists. And
are
you residents of the town, Meg? Have you experienced any nausea or diarrhea?
From Dundee, daily.
Daily. Then you meet Dr. Meadows. The Meadows.
I like this actor. He was in Crossroads.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's
a very friendly-faced man, but he turns out he's an absolute fucking mentalist.
Oh, he's a cunt, yeah.
It's the biological containment team, and he's claiming that it's a troublesome meteorite from space. And he also says that the blob ate all the dinosaurs.
Yeah, all the dinosaurs.
He said, and then Kev's like, if it's a germ, it's the biggest son of a bitch you've ever seen.
Giant germs. How big is a germ?
Kind of smaller than I don't know, size of a pea.
I was thinking about this, right? Because yesterday I was listening
microscopic
to What the Math, and it was Anton Petrov, and he was saying that because of new calculations, they think in the observable universe, there is about 4 trillion galaxies.
Oh, Jesus!
So it's a lot higher than we thought before. So that makes us in the scale of the galaxy, leagues and leagues smaller than bacteria.
Yeah. Oh, well, people need to get on board with the idea that we're completely pointless.
Completely pointless. Apart from
Just
me,
go
I think
over
I'm
it.
going to change
Again,
the universe.
People like Simon Cowell sits there thinking, can you build a tomb to his excellence? Who cares? Everything is pointless.
Pointless. We're all
But
going to
then
burn up eventually.
you would never go to your bed.
That's true. I think it's...
So you've got to kind of keep yourself going to some degree.
I think it's nice to get up and experience a cold coffee.
Well, I'm having a cold coffee just now. It's yeah, a nice strong cold coffee is pleasant.
Isn't it lovely? Is it a milky coffee or is it just a normal coffee?
Black, mate.
I've
had my first coffee, but I keep adding the coffee to it, so it's I mean, there's not much milk left in it, you know.
I like the whole thing milk.
Oh,
it's
wonderful.
Basically a coffee milkshake.
It's like a mellow birds kind of experience.
Oh, it's wonderful. Wonderful.
We'll go into the cinema. There's a film within a film.
Oh,
I love a film within a film.
Yes, because I went, it's another fingering couple, and they've got a guy watching them, but then it just pans away and they're in a cinema.
In a cinema.
That's a nice bit.
And it's the cinema projectionists.
Oh, he's bored.
They're a dying breed, literally. They just don't exist anymore.
They don't exist. I think there's one in St Andrews.
I wrote the air conditioning unit is full of Blob, and he phones to try and get some help. He puts his head torch on. I bet you own a head torch.
I have four.
Pops his head up, and the Blob is just on him.
Tentacles.
The blob often changes its speed. It's not got a consistent tempo. Sometimes it's quite laboured, and sometimes it's like hot shit off a hot shovel.
But you notice when it was fast, it hadn't just eaten.
Yeah, it's like a big anaconda. When it eats, it slows down.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's all making sense.
The guy comes up to help them, and he's like, "Where are you? Fucking what's he?" And he looks up,
and
it's
yo-yo. A yo-yo drops down. And
it's worse than those Artex ceilings of the 70s. It's like that.
It's like that, but with people.
Made it pop. Oh, it's like they used to describe.
Horrendous, actually.
They used to describe Artex as cottage cheese ceilings. That's not very appealing, is it?
Well, cottage cheese ceiling made of flesh, guts, bowels, and faces. That's what this was.
Nipples. Oh, it's going to town them. But the thing is, it absorbs you, but you're allowed to just... Yeah. It's horrible, isn't it?
It's the artwork is beautiful.
Meanwhile, Kevin and that, they're like, are we prisoners or patients? You know?
Oh, they're figuring this out.
I don't trust a doctor that had an actual Doberman. If you went to get your prostate checked,
and I say, I'll just go through here, and suddenly a dog comes in and says, "You're not getting that way." I'm like, is this a doctor?
He goes, "I have a problem with authority figures."
Yeah, when he's in the van, he goes, "I'm going to escape." Yeah.
And he says, "Are you NASA? Are you the CIA? Are you the Royal Canadian Mounties?"
Well, you know what? I have a problem with authority, because when I'm passing a police car, I will whisper to myself, "Fuck the police."
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I always kid on I'm hiding some in my back pocket.
For fuck's sake.
I do.
Oh, dear.
He goes, "I'm going. I'm getting out of here. If you're smart, you'll come with me." And she goes, "You look after yourself. It's the only thing you're good at." And he goes, "No one else volunteered for the job." You're like, "Oh, shut up, you whiny little bastard."
Oh.
No wonder your dad left. And they've got this, they're rounding up the townsfolk. There is no cause for alarm.
Yeah, there's no cause for alarm.
There is no cause. I'd be very alarmed.
Machine
at this
guns,
stage.
hazmat suits, helicopters.
And her dad's like, "I'm a taxpayer. I pay your salary." So then I completely started to side with the guys in the hazmat suits. I hate people that do that. You know, I pay you. You know what I mean?
I pay a very small amount of taxes. I own you. Yeah.
I own you. You can do. And then the redneck who's annoying people in the theatre, he gets full blobbed.
He gets grabbed from the roof. It's on the roof and it drops down, and now the blob is what you would expect the blob to be, a giant blob. It's a monster.
It's gone full blob. It's achieved its potential. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's like that. It's a smorgasbord.
But this is what you said to me with your eating habits, that you've got to your full potential. You can't go any bigger.
No.
So you've went full blob. That's it.
I'm full blob.
Oh, well done.
Human beings are very dissolvable. I thought humans would have. You know, if you had to get rid of a body,
Yes.
You think by the time you got some soup pans and started cooking it down, it'd take a while.
Oh, it'll
This
take a while.
blob would solve all those problems, wouldn't it? There's a bit where there's a strobe effect kicking in, the panic set in. They get out of the cinema, and there's a horrible bit where there's like blob fingers coming under the doors.
Oh, yeah.
And it
Yeah.
looks like Prince Charles's fingers because he's got big swollen fingers.
Oh.
And they go, "Oh, where can we go to get refuge?" "Well, head to the sewers." I'm like, "Oh, come on, guys."
Yeah, because they're trying to escape, and it's
Aye.
just
And it's down there. She's like that. "Look out for that rat."
yeah. And then
Oh,
what rat?
Does
The rat's
it's the
gone.
umbilical cords? It's like it reaches out for you, the blob, because it can. Can it smell you? It doesn't have a nose. Is it? It can't see you because it's blind. How does it hunt you?
Well, that'd be like, remember I was
Heat.
telling you when I was in the jungle and the leeches would just drop from
Yeah,
the
is it
trees
just the
onto
heat?
you.
It's
Yeah,
the heat. It's just the heat.
they know you're
Okay.
there.
Oh God! It's just trying to bring everyone back to the blob womb. It's everybody just going back to the womb. Then you're in the they've escaped. They see what's really going on. They pull out the meteorite and it's a fucking satellite. And once again, it looks like one of the Zeroids from
It does.
Terrahawks.
It does. It looks like a painted ball.
Paintball. Now, Dr. Meadows is very impressed with it. He goes, "It's a plasmic life form that hunts its prey." He's like that. The potential for this, for weapons grade stuff, is incredible.
Yeah, he's
He's
excited.
an absolute maniac. He goes, "This is the greatest breakthrough in defence science since they split the atom."
Yep,
No,
he's all
I
in.
want
He
that.
wants it.
I want
He
that
wants the
organism
power.
alive. What about the civilians? They're expendable.
Oh, what a
Anyway,
what a nasty person.
Kev does his great escape number. He gets onto the bike again.
Yeah,
He continues to be a bit of a klutz, but he manages to leap the bridge.
he jumps it.
and his leather jacket and mullet seem to deflect bullets because they're shooting at him.
But now, I know you had a mullet for quite a period of your life.
Oh, I did, yeah, I did.
You know it deflects bullets, knives, harsh
I-
language.
I think if the blob had tried to consume Kev, it would have choked in his mullet.
That would have been a mullet will stop most things. I've found
Yeah.
like sex,
Uh-huh.
passion, happiness stops them all.
Stop.
But he
It
jumps
is
that,
more,
and
you
and
don't
for
see
a
too many
second,
mullets now.
No,
you see ironic mullets, but not.
the mullet is coming back. Yeah, it is ironic, but it is slowly coming back. I saw
Oh,
some young guys the other day,
millennials. Jesus
and
Christ.
they definitely had what could be considered mullets, and they were all going out.
Oh,
somewhere.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, but either like that, the two kids go back to it. So I'll be good, I swear. I'll never see a movie again.
Oh,
There's a wee rat that's just going, very vocal rat. Watch out for the rat. What rat?
what
And
rat?
the blob's in there
Oh,
with them.
And it's coming towards them in a ripple in the water. And now
Oh.
this blob is fantastic at this point.
Oh,
it's
great
so
blob.
good. Now there's two children here.
You
I
think it's
get-
not going to kill children?
It gets one of the kids and fucking melts him in the most
Just-
horrific model. Oh,
Oh,
he comes.
it's like a kind of, the blob's like a kind of frenzied afterbirth.
Aren't they all
it's-
frenzied?
It's it's like a big placenta.
Oh God! Would you eat
And-
the placenta?
What do you mean, the placenta? What
What?
just one I found in the street?
Not one you found in the street, but it's like, you know how people keep a placenta after they have a kid.
If I had a
and then,
child, are you saying would I
No,
keep and eat the
no.
placenta?
listen,
No.
this is they give it to their friends. They have a placenta party, and you go around
If
their
you
house.
managed to plop out a child and
Yeah.
you said a little envelope come under my door and opened it, it's beautifully handwritten. Obviously, you hadn't written it.
No.
It says "Come along for a party."
Yeah.
I thought, oh well, that'll be nice. And you have the dinner table,
Yeah.
and there's a fucking thing with a silver top in it,
Oh,
and you pull it off, and there's a steaming placenta.
yeah.
I would get up and I would leave.
Well, hold on. You don't need to have it like that, because I was watching on a program and this woman blended it into
Little
a
chunk-
smoothie.
Oh, of course, okay. A patty, perhaps.
Yeah.
Oh well, why didn't you say so?
Well,
On a
that's
Ritz cracker,
different.
of course. He decides
Oh.
that Kev's down there.
Yeah.
He does. He saves her. They go into their motorbike, and he plays chicken against the blob.
He does. He does. And he rides
And it-
up over the wall
Oh,
and gets past
brilliant.
it. He's a hero.
Wallow Doom. He's a hero at last. And they meet one of the other guys in the hazmat suits. He's like, they were trying to scream inside, trying to scream. He's seen
Oh,
some terrible
God.
things.
He's upset.
And they're coming up, they're getting out the manhole, and it's chud all over again.
It's chud, they block it. They don't let them.
They block the manholes.
It's terrible. But then Kev looks at the hazmat guy who's lost his mind, and he went,
Right.
"I'll take that Law's rocket launcher off your back, please." He's running around with a rocket launcher.
Just a rocket launcher.
And then he goes,
And
"I'm
he
gonna."
just
he's firing up the manhole.
Does this work?
And now I'm no expert on manhole covers, rocket launchers, but together I think that in an enclosed space, I think that would be a mistake.
It would be a terrible mistake. It would blow your eardrums clean out.
Clean out, then your arms
They climb
clean
into
off.
the street, and then he's got his machine gun, and it's a kind of Mexican standoff.
Oh, there's a big standoff, you know.
And the deputy shows up, and he's like, "You put it down, or I'll blow you out of your shoes, boy." And Meadows is like, "He's infected. He's contagious. Just kill him."
Oh. Then he's going to think about it. It's not right. Why would he be doing this? And why is this
He's
happening?
like, do you think an army of guys in plastic suits show up every time a meteorite lands? He's like, God, he's got a point.
Everyone's
And then
suspicious.
And the blob enacts its revenge on Meadows. Meadows was a big blob fanboy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he loved
So he
it.
kind of would have liked it. He would have enjoyed being digested. He'd have, God, this is fascinating.
Oh, but he was pulled into the manhole, ripped in.
Ripped it. And Meadows is underling, the tough-looking guy. He's like, "Let's scrag that son of a bitch."
They shoot it. They put a big fucking bomb down there. Boom.
Oh, and then they crowd the hole. In my life, it's always best not to crowd a hole.
I've been told that by many a girl. And then
he's like, "What's happening?" Everything starts to
rumbling.
It's a blob earthquake. A blobquake.
And out jumps from the ground giant penis blob.
Well, I thought it looked more like a tongue.
A tongue, okay.
And the guy's like that. He's got detonators in his nipples, and he just blows himself up as it pancakes him.
It does. That's a good death though. It's a.
No, it's a brilliant.
There's not even
death.
an explosion because it just absorbs everything.
Whomp, whomp. And the minister's like that. This has been prophesied. I'm not a biblical scholar, but I don't think it mentions a blob in the Bible, does it? Is that pestilence?
I think that would come under Corinthians 4.
I think a blob would be more effective in locusts, would it?
Yeah, locusts are annoying, but I think
they've got the flamethrowers. Once again, like Chud, they've got the flamethrowers. There's a lovely bit where the blob just inserts itself in his flaming keyhole, and he just blows up.
So he's on fire.
But they realise it's repulsed by the cold.
Because Shawnee runs out to help the guy that's on fire with a fire extinguisher.
Puts him off,
and it jumps back.
It recoils. It
recoils, yes.
There's a horrible bit. They've used a leather settee as a barricade, and the blob tongue's it's like a wet tongue on the leather.
No. Shawnee's able to get everyone into the town hall and save them.
They've taken the lead, these two guys.
Yeah, they're great. And she's helping everyone and stuff. And it's like, but where's Kev? He's out there. Now, they realise we can get the snowmaking machine, which is a big truck.
Wonderful.
And now this truck, here's the problem. The snowmaking machine has a plough on it. So it's both the cause and solution to its own problem.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
It's a weird setup, but it doesn't matter. He drives it, boom, through the door. He's going to get this thing, and and it's all exciting. Then it gets fucked up and crashed, and then the blob rips the canister. Is it a canister? The big bit off the back.
It's a wee miniature, isn't it?
A wee miniature. Oh, it's a lovely miniature, though.
It looks like what do you call those things you made your juice? A soda stream.
A soda stream. So that's in the street, and it's like, and Kev's upside down, and she runs out to save Kev.
The blob's coming for him. Blob's coming for him. But
now,
she's tough,
this is when Shawnee picks up a gun. She doesn't know what she's doing, but she starts shooting. And
she's like, "Come on, you son of a bitch! Come on!"
And it gives Kev enough time to get out. Oh, it's all exciting. Oh man, what's going to happen? And she runs, but then she falls and catches her leg on the fucking.
Oh, she's hanging upside down.
So he runs and saves her, gets all the credit.
Bang!
Then, bang! The whole thing explodes.
An explosion of cold.
An explosion of a snowmaking machine, and the whole blob freezes.
Well,
solid.
it's like a bit where she's looking into the snow globe, isn't it?
Yes, this is it.
Oh,
And it's all
wonderful.
crystallized and all.
It looks like a large New Age hippie woman's bedroom. It's all like amethyst. It's like little chunks of amethyst.
Like the inside of a geode.
And he wakes up, he's like, what a rush. I'm like, oh God,
no, that was a bad line. That's yeah.
And the young guy's like, whoa.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
not good.
Get the dump truck. We got to get this thing to this house before dawn. They realise it's going to start melting really sharpish.
Yeah. And it just
and
they embrace. And that's it.
Yeah, embraces. But then we cut to the
field,
the tent
in a field.
The travelling minister.
And there's a minister, and it's the Reverend, but now he's all half melted, and
he goes, "Who will be lifted towards rapture when the judgment trump calls?" He doesn't say trumpet; he says trump.
Ooh,
interesting, eh?
Yeah, what does that mean?
He's had quite a turnaround. He's gone fully biblical. It didn't take much for him to flip,
now.
did it?
And even the people in his congregation are going, "This guy's fucking mental."
Aye.
So
when's it coming, Reverend?
Yeah, when's it coming,
Reverend? The day of reckoning. How far off?
And he picks up in his hand that little jar with a little moving blob in it.
A little blob in it.
He's going to bring about the end of the world.
Does he feed it like fish food, ant eggs, like you do a goldfish?
Oh, possibly. I wouldn't risk opening that jar.
No, that thing would be. It would be. Yeah, if you. Oh God,
that's just moving there on its own.
I was doing an art project and I made it with live leeches.
Oh.
And I had leeches in a big container, and I just reached in to give them a wee poke, and one of them hooked onto my finger and started sucking out all the blood. You know? So that would be. The blob would be more dangerous.
I'm going to have to once again stop you there. You said at the very start of this, if you saw something flaming, you wouldn't poke it. But you went in and saw leeches and started poking them.
I poked them, yeah, I did.
Your levels of stupidity are astounding.
Well, I'm one of these people, I must admit, if I see a sign wet paint, I will
touch it. Yes, exactly. You would touch the flaming thing from space.
If it says danger, high voltage, I like to dip my cock in some soda stream water and just lay it on the cabling.
To see what happens. Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's how it ends. That's the blob. And I have to say, fucking brilliant. Great fun.
It's a B movie. It knows it's a B movie, but it's a B movie.
It's a well-made B movie,
with wonderful, creepy special effects. They're marvelous,
brilliant, great. The acting in it's great. Everything's fine. The script is hit and miss, but it's a really good film.
Kevin Dillon, thankfully, didn't have a bigger career because I don't want to see his face much.
No, he's not great. Not great.
He's not the best.
Shawnee Smith is brilliant.
Shawnee Smith's good, yeah. Shawnee Smith's good.
And everyone else is fine, yeah.
No, the minister's great. He's fantastic, the Reverend. He was seemingly a famous guy. He was a big...
Oh, right, okay.
He was an acting coach guy, theatre guy, very well regarded.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So,
but he's great. He's one of these guys, his performance stands out.
It does. He steals the show. But how many Guffs out of 10?
Oh... 7.5.
I've given it 8. I've given it 8, so we're pretty close again. Yep, the script.
Did they make a Blob 2?
I think there's a Blob 2 in 2000, and there's another Blob 2, I think, in 2019. I'll have to look into what the deal is with them.
I bet they're not as effective.
You would be.
Who are you?
Oh,
you're the trash man picking up the cans.
No, I would be Shawnee, because I like a jumper. And she wears some spectacular jumpers.
You like cashmere.
I like a jumper.
I have walked into your studio and you've just been in your underpants staring at a snow globe.
I would be Shawnee.
When I say snow globe, I mean removing it from one of your orifices.
You would be the Reverend. Here we go. Right?
Oh, I'm the Reverend, yeah, okay.
Because in a tent, bringing on the end of the world, it's only a matter of time, mate. I'm not great at predicting the future, but that is coming for you.
Like a revival tent.
Oh, a revival, yeah. Evangelical madness. Snakes.
I've got quite a loud voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see it, and people listen to your nonsense. Yeah.
I do have a lot of jars with stuff in it, but that's just more fecal matter I like to store.
You do have cockroaches.
I do have cockroaches.
How are they doing now it's cold?
They're not too bad, mate. I fed them half a cabbage the other day and some kiwi fruit.
Oh, nice. They live well.
They're quite ravenous. They eat better than you.
Oh God, yeah, I was just going to say that.
Yeah, the Blob. The Blob.
The Blob,
Yeah, but
fantastic.
Pure chud.
Pure
He
chud.
ripped off chud.
It's a good film.
Yeah, a sentient fatberg. So, but I thought that was going to be my fortune as well. Fuck.
Yeah, someone came
Never
up
mind.
with it.
I think he'd struggle to sue Hollywood. I think there's a lot of lawyers there.
Yeah, we'd get away with it. But anyway, it's highly recommended. Yeah, check it out. I don't know anything about the sequels, or I haven't even seen the original one.
Oh, that's got Steve McQueen in it.
Yeah, I've not seen that.
And funnily enough, I suppose there's a nod to it because Steve McQueen's in it.
And the
But
motorbike.
in this, Kev Dillon's playing. Is it the same motorbike from The Great Escape?
You know what? We'll have to look into that because that's maybe a little nod to him. That would be a nice.
That'd be a bit sweet. That's a nice
nice.
nod. There's another film. Is it not called Shadows or something? It's a town where like
Ben
Satan
Affleck.
comes. Ben Affleck number.
Rose McGowan.
That's got some unpleasant shit in it.
Yeah, that's a good film actually. Yeah, that's a good film. That's a good one.
That's got Peter O'Toole in it.
That's right.
Saying.
Yeah, that's.
I love saying Peter O'Toole.
Peter O'Toole.
You know, when that stage in his career where he was clearly a degenerate alcoholic.
Oh God, the terrible drinker.
So he was just. Is he not in fucking Supergirl?
No, that's Peter Cook.
Are you sure Peter O'Toole's not her dad in it?
Oh,
I think.
is he in it? Oh God,
I
he
think
might
he's in
be.
it. But Peter.
That's a good
Peter
film.
Cook's
Supergirl.
terrible in that. I quite like the last for Supergirl.
Helen Slater.
Yeah, she must be getting on a bit now, is she?
We all are, dude.
I bet her shites are still full-bodied.
No, I bet there's no smell to them. She's older than us. There'll be no smell to them. It'll just be like powdery grey stuff falling out of her.
Talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, enjoy The Blob.
it's a great film.
I think this film would be good to watch. It would be good to watch The Blob if you're on The Blob.
Oh my God. We got to the end.
Go to the end.
You ruined it again.
Spoil it.
We
every
ended so
time.
professionally.
Oh, God, professionalism.
Ladies and gentlemen, wash your
Goodbye.
balls.
Wash your balls, because there's blobs out there.
Take care. We're getting to the end of
There's
this. We're going to be there soon. But keep
Ta-ta.
it. Oh, Jesus. And we end with the death of Goron. Later.
Ta-da, ta-da.